You're making more money than you ever thought possible, and it feels incredible. I know because I checked my own bank balance last month, did a little fist pump in the kitchen, and then immediately bought something I absolutely did not need. We'll come back to that. Here's the uncomfortable truth. High income doesn't equal wealth. And right now, you're standing at the most important financial crossroads of your life. The decisions you make in the next 12 months will determine whether you retire on your own terms or whether you work until your body files a formal complaint. Let's talk about what nobody tells you when you finally break into serious earning territory. Most people in their 40s who hit six figures for the first time make the same mistake. They upgrade everything. Bigger house, nicer car, private schools, better vacations. They look at their checking account, see numbers they've never seen before, and think they've made it. But here's what actually happened. They didn't get richer. They just got more expensive to maintain. Your parents didn't teach you this because they never earned what you're earning. Most financial advice is written for people making $70,000 a year, not for someone who just crossed into the top 20% of earners. The rules up here are different. Playing by the old playbook will quietly destroy you. Because here's the thing about your 40s. This is it. This is your real shot. You've probably got 20, maybe 25 years of peak earning left. After that, the market doesn't care how experienced you are. Age discrimination is illegal on paper. In practice, different story. The 40-year-old who hasn't built a foundation becomes the 60-year-old who can't afford to stop. So what separates the people who build wealth from the people who just look wealthy? One number, not your income, not your credit score, your savings rate, the percentage of your take-home pay you actually keep. And if you're like most people earning serious money for the first time, your savings rate probably went down when your income went up. You're earning twice what you did 5 years ago and saving the same amount. Or less. The average American saves around 5%. Brain C number small. Brain panic. That's nowhere near enough, especially if you started late. If you want the option to walk away from work on your terms, you need to be saving at least 30%. 40 if you're serious. 50 if you want to retire early. I know what you're thinking. That's impossible with my lifestyle. And that's exactly the problem. Your lifestyle is the thing standing between you and actual wealth. Every monthly payment, every subscription, every financing agreement, they're all quietly stealing your future, politely, with a smile. The math is brutal but simple. A 45-year-old earning $150,000 who saves 10% will have around $1.2 million by 65. Sounds like a lot until you realize it generates roughly $48,000 a year in retirement income. That's a 70% pay cut for the rest of your life. Same person saves 40%, $4.8 million by 65, generates $192,000 a year. You didn't just secure your retirement, you upgraded it. But getting to 40% when you're already living on your full income, that requires something most people can't do. You have to unwind your life. That car payment seemed reasonable when you signed it. It's costing you 17 years of freedom. The house in the good school district is the reason you'll be working at 70. The private school tuition you're stretching to afford is, in a quiet accounting sense, stealing your daughter's inheritance to pay for her childhood. This is where people get defensive. Nobody wants to hear that the life they've built is the problem. But your 40s are not the time for comfortable lies. You know what's actually expensive? Running out of money at 75, working until you're too sick to work because you needed granite countertops at 48. That's the real cost. Granite is lovely. Granite does not pay your medical bills. Here's what wealthy people understand that you're still learning. Rich and wealthy are not the same thing. Rich is a high income. Wealthy is having enough assets that you don't need the income anymore. You can be rich your entire life and die broke. Happens constantly. Doctors, lawyers, executives, people who earned millions over their careers and have nothing to show for it except a house they can't afford to maintain. The window for course correction is closing faster than you think. Compound interest is powerful, but only if you give it time to work. Money invested at 45 has 20 years to grow. Money invested at 55 has 10. That's not half the result. It's a quarter of it. Every year you wait costs you exponentially. So here's what you do starting Monday. Calculate your actual savings rate. Not what you think it is, what it actually is. Take your total savings and investments from last year, divide by your take-home pay, that's your number. If it's under 25%, your lifestyle is too expensive. No negotiations, you don't get to argue with math. Then reverse engineer your life to hit 40%. Open a Roth IRA if you don't have one, max your 401k contribution, and if you're 50 or over, use the catch-up rules. An extra $7,500 a year into your 401k that the IRS specifically designed for people in your position. Not someday, now. Because things never calm down. They only get more expensive, kids get older, parents get sicker, houses need repairs, and suddenly you're 58 wondering where 20 years went. Your 40s decide the rest of your life. Most people sleepwalk through this decision. They keep upgrading, keep spending, keep telling themselves they'll get serious next year. But next year you'll be older, your money will have less time to grow, and you'll have more monthly payments you can't escape. The only question that matters is whether you're brave enough to live like you're still broke, while you're finally making real money. And that thing I bought last month that I didn't need, returned it. Small win.